Did you know that the majority of motorcycle breakdowns aren't caused by age or mileage? They're caused by maintenance done wrong by the rider. Not skipped, wrong. And the worst part? Most of these mistakes feel exactly like correct maintenance. Today, we're breaking down 10 common motorcycle jobs that riders do every single week and almost always get wrong. If you rent your own bike, at least 2 of these are going to hit close to home. Let's get into it. Here's the thing, these aren't beginner mistakes. Some of the most experienced riders on the road are guilty of every single one of these. The issue isn't effort, it's habit. You learned it once, you've been doing it the same way for years, and nobody ever told you it was wrong until the bill showed up. I've broken it down into 10 specific jobs. We're going consequence first, repair cost, then the fix. Let's go. Job 1, warming up the engine. Here's the reality. Most riders do one of 2 things wrong. Either they skip the warm-up entirely and ride hard within 30 seconds of starting, or they sit there revving the engine at 3,000 to 4,000 revolutions per minute, trying to warm it up faster. Both are wrong. Cold oil is thick. It takes 60 to 90 seconds at idle for oil pressure to fully circulate through the top end. Rev a cold engine hard before that happens and you're running your cylinder walls and valve train on near dry metal contact. Over time, that's accelerated, where a top-end rebuild on a sport bike runs $1,200 to $2,500. The fix is simple. Start it, let it idle for 60 to 90 seconds, then ride gently for the first few miles until the temp gauge stabilizes. That's it. No drama, no delay, just let the oil do its job first. Job 2, changing your engine oil. 3 mistakes, all in one job. First, using the wrong viscosity. A lot of riders grab whatever's on sale. Here's the issue. Your engine is machined to specific tolerances, and the oil weight your manufacturer specifies is not a suggestion. Running 10W40 in an engine made for 10W30 changes your oil pressure and film thickness. Second, skipping the oil filter. If you're paying for oil and not replacing the filter, you're cycling fresh oil through a filter full of old combustion debris. You're not changing the oil, you're diluting the dirt. Third, the drain plug. Riders over-torque it and strip the threads, or under-torque it and it backs out on the highway. Torque spec is in your service manual. Use a torque wrench. A strip drain plug on an aluminum engine case is a $200 to $600 thread repair. The right oil, a new filter, and a torque wrench. 3 things, every oil change, every time. Job 3, cleaning the air filter. If you've got a foam filter, which most dirt and adventure bikes run, the mistake is over-oiling it after cleaning. Looks good when it's soaked, right? Here's the problem. Excess oil gets sucked into the intake tract, coats the mass airflow sensor on fuel-injected bikes, and throws your fuel trim completely off. You'll run rich, lose power, and in some cases, the MAF sensor needs replacing that's $150 to $300 just for the part. If you've got a paper filter, the mistake is tapping it on the ground to knock out dust. You're not cleaning it, you're micro-tearing the filter media and creating gaps that let fine particles straight through. Paper filters get replaced, not cleaned. Foam filters get a light coat of filter oil, applied thin, worked in, excess wiped off. That's the right way. Straightforward when you know it. Job 4. Checking tire pressure. Sounds impossible to do wrong. And yet, most riders check their pressure after a ride or after the bike has been sitting in direct sun. Tires heat up significantly under load. A sport tire can gain 6 to 8 pounds per square inches from cold to hot. If you're reading 36 pounds per square inches on a warm tire and bleeding it down to spec, you're dangerously underinflated when that tire cools. Underinflation causes sluggish handling, accelerated tread wear, and in extreme cases, tire failure at speed. Always check pressure cold, first thing in the morning, before the bike is moved. That's the only reading that matters. Job 5, adjusting the clutch cable. 2 mistakes, opposite ends of the same spectrum. Too tight and your clutch never fully engages. It's slipping constantly, even when you think you're fully in gear. Riders feel this as heat, sluggish, acceleration, and eventually a burned clutch pack. Replacement, $300 to $800 in parts alone. Too loose and the clutch doesn't fully disengage, you'll feel it as a notchy, difficult gear change, especially into first from neutral. Your clutch lever should have 2 to 3 millimeters of free play at the tip before it starts pulling the cable. Check it every 3,000 miles. It takes 5 minutes with a 10 millimeters wrench. That free play spec is one of the most important settings on the whole bike. Real quick, if you've been nodding along to any of these, hit subscribe before you forget. We put out riding and maintenance content for real riders every week. Now 5 more jobs, including the brake one that makes me cringe every time I see it. Don't go anywhere. Job 6, bedding in new brake pads. Almost nobody does this. And almost everyone wonders why their new brakes feel weak for the first few weeks. Here's the thing. New pads need to be heat cycled to transfer an even layer of pad material onto the rotor surface. Skip the bedding process and you get uneven deposits, that's glazing. Glazed pads and rotors reduce stopping power by up to 30% and cause brake judder under hard braking. The fix takes 20 minutes. 8 to 10 firm, not panic, stops from 30 miles per hour, letting the brakes cool completely between each one. That's the full bedding process. Do it once and your brakes will feel sharp from day one. Skip it and you'll be chasing spongy lever feel for months. Job 7, replacing spark plugs. 3 classic mistakes here. First, not gapping the plug. Even new plugs from the factory aren't always pre-gapped correctly for your specific engine. A plug gap that's 0.1 millimeters off your spec causes misfires, poor fuel economy, and cold start issues. Second, cross-threading. Aluminum cylinder heads are soft. A spark plug cross-threaded into an aluminum head, and you're looking at a helicoil repair $200 to $400. Always thread spark plugs in by hand first, then torque to spec. Third, over-torquing. Same result. Cracked head, stripped threads, spark plugs are a $20 job done right. Done wrong, they turn into a $400 mistake fast. Job 8, cleaning the chain. Covered lube mistakes in the last video, but the cleaning step is where it starts. Most riders use kerosene, WD-40, or generic degreasers. Here's the issue. O-ring and X-ring chains have rubber seals at every link that hold factory-packed grease inside. Harsh solvents dissolve those seals in weeks. Once the seals go, the internal grease washes out and the chain rusts from the inside out. You'll never see it until the chain stretches rapidly or snaps. Use only O-ring safe chain cleaner. It's labeled specifically. Apply it, scrub with a soft brush, never a wire brush, and rinse. Let it dry completely before applying chain lube. That sequence. Every time. Job 9, bleeding the brakes. Most riders who bleed their own brakes do it backwards. They pump the lever, open the bleeder, push fluid through, and trap air in the caliper because they're not working from the caliper upward toward the master cylinder. Air rises. If you're bleeding downward, you're pushing air deeper into the system and chasing it all day. Proper technique. Crack the bleeder. Watch for clean, bubble-free fluid at the bleeder screw. Close it before releasing the lever. Never release the lever with the bleeder open or you suck air back in. And one more. Brake fluid is hygroscopic. It absorbs moisture from the air. Old fluid boils at a lower temperature, which means brake fade under hard use. Replace brake fluid every 2 years regardless of color. A brake fade moment at the wrong time is not a repair bill, it's a crash. Job 10, battery maintenance. The mistakes here happen at both ends of the battery's life. When charging riders throw a fast car charger on a motorcycle battery, a car charger pushes too many amps for a small motorcycle battery and can boil the electrolyte, warp the plates, and destroy it in one charge cycle. Always use a motorcycle-specific trickle charger or smart charger when connecting or disconnecting wrong terminal order. Disconnect negative first, positive last. Connect positive first, negative last. Reverse that order, and you risk a spark near the battery that can ignite hydrogen gas from a charging battery. It's rare, but it happens. And trust me, an exploding battery in your garage is not something you want to experience. $80 smart charger, right? Terminal order, 2 things. Your battery will last twice as long. Here's the reality. None of these jobs are hard. Every single one of them takes under an hour in your garage. The damage they cause when done wrong, that can cost you weeks of downtime and thousands of dollars in repairs. You've got the right information now. Pick the job on this list you've been doing wrong and fix it this weekend. That's the move. If this video just saved you a repair bill, hit that like button, drop a comment below telling me which one caught you off guard. I read every one. Subscribe because we're always doing dives into various motorcycle topics.